like the bike waves. How about the crit one where you're like, everyone's like, you gotta stay in your lane, stay in your lane. No one. The moment we started doing that circle, no one is staying in lanes. You're like, fuck
I thought the men,
wait, what event? You can
the crit race.
The crit race.
Dude, I thought the men did a really good job on like the first handful of laps.
Well, only if you were in the front couple rows. If you were in the back, once you got past the front couple of rows, because I think I was in like the 5th row or something like that, or I wasn't high up there. People were like, fuck this, we're not sitting back in these lanes. And so after the like we started moving, only the front 2 lanes were staying staying in that lane format, and the back ones were starting to move up pretty quickly. I was like, I'm not fucking staying here.
I had one competitor that he kept, like, we'd be going into the corner, and the whole group I was with, we were being really, really good of like, hey guys, this is the first event. Let's not have anyone wreck, like whoever's the best cyclist is going to win. Whoever's the second best is going to get second. But like, let's get out of this without an injury. And one guy kept like getting next to us. And when we're all shouting going into corner, like we all corner. Yeah. And then it was just wherever you were, you'd make space and we'd all go single file through the corner. And this guy just kept not doing it. And dude, I think I was like, yo, you do that shit again, I'm not moving. Like, I will push you into the fucking ground. And there's one of those guys that, like, I have this narrative of people that, like, the ones that are genuinely good people aren't afraid to look bad on camera because they have the self-confidence they know that, no, I'm a good person. So if I say something that's not favorable on camera, it doesn't matter. But then the people that are just not good put on this false mask on social media or in interviews of like how good they are and how nice they are and all this shit. And then they're the biggest pieces of shit when the camera's not on. And there's a good list of them. There's on both sides. And this is one of the ones that, like, he is,
good guys always finish
people
last.
think he's the sweetest. And then it's like every competition I've been at with him, I'm like, you're the biggest pain in the ass. Like, you give the judges the hardest times. You always go into the lead judge complaining. You want reps back or time back. And then on a move like this where we're all in the same race and taking no consideration, and he's just like, what are you going to do? Hit me? And it's like, dude, you can only not, like,
yes,
you're going to get one of us injured.
Yes, I will.
And it's the first event. Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, risk
they actually
injury
said that to you? What are you going to do?
No, like, they just kept looking at me, and I kept saying to him,
Oh.
like, yo, stop doing that. Like, get into formation. Like, you're going to wipe out a whole group of people. And he was just like, then move. And it's like, dude, like, we're all in our place here. Like, we're like, yeah. It was
coming up on that. I
remember
there was one time where I was on the inside on that long straightaway before you came into that big weird back end turn, and we're coming into the turn. Let me in, and then this motherfucker wouldn't let me in, and I'm like, hey, bro, let me in, and like. I'm like, dude, like, if not, we're gonna wreck. Like, you realize that, right?
And
I'm like, we're both gonna go down. I'm like, so you have to either slow down or speed up and let me in. Like, that's like, I'm not taking the place from you. You're going to get it back if you want it. Like, this is just where everyone has to go single file. Like, chill the fuck out and let me in, dude. I was so pissed, and he did let me in.
Is it the same guy? Are we talking about the same guy?
I don't know who Matt's talking. I have an assumption of who Matt is talking about, and I'll definitely talk about it afterwards.
As soon as we hang up. But then, I have a guess too, but I know it's wrong. I just want to give my guess out loud just to be a dick to that person.
But then there was another time. But then there was on another turn where we're biking, and I want to say it was me and Ben were next to each other, and this.
Ben Smith?
Knucklehead, not Ben Smith, not talking about Ben Smith, but me and Ben were next to each other because me and Ben we're kind of like trying to draft off each other for a little while, and this other knucklehead comes screaming through the corner and actually tries to split us on a turn, and dude, he goes flying. He caught something caught. I think he might have clipped his pedal on the turn. And dude, he went flying down the side. And I was like, you dumbass. Like, what were you thinking? Why were you even trying to split us? And he almost took Ben out. Ben luckily like swerved out and around him. It was Mitchell Stevenson is who it was. But dude was just like, when you don't know what you're doing, man, and he literally could have like cost Ben, 20 spots, 20, 30 spots.
It was probably a strategy.
Did you, Josh, did you clip your pedal at all during that?
Once. I did one time, and I was very aware of it after that.
Yeah. I did it on the last corner of the last lap.
Ooh.
Like, I was sitting, like, I forget, I don't know where I was, like top 5 maybe. But it was like the top 5 where it was like, all right, I think Adrian Moonweiler was in first, and he was so far ahead that I was like, okay, he's won. But then the next 4 were all like, we're just in a clump, like anyone could take it on that last sprint. And I took the turn, and like inside pedal was up. I was very aware of it the whole race. And then it was like, okay, I can gain 3-4 spots right now, put the pedal down. And I came out of the turn a little bit sooner and was going to start pedaling like, I don't know, 20 feet earlier than I had been to try to get the jump on these other guys. Dude, I stomped my pedal, my back tire lifted, kicked out to the side, like, and everyone behind me was like, oh, they all saw it. They thought I was wrecking. And like, there were people with cameras. And I remember like when I landed, straightened out, and I looked up, everyone in the crowd just had grapefruits for eyes, because they all thought,
because you disappointed them.
and
and didn't crash.
Dude, I got 3 or 4, third or fourth place, I think. Yeah.
I
thought I did great in that event.
No, I don't mean because of that. They saw your pedal go down, and all the cameramen were like, "Yo, here we're gonna get the golden moment."
Yeah, that was literally, looking back on all of the CrossFit Games that I competed in, that was one of my favorite events. It was so
awesome.
much fun. I loved it.